Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now, live at 4 on this Monday. Hope you all had a nice weekend. Humid enough for you?
Yeah, exactly. Wow. A little rain, too.
Yeah.
Busy day today.
It is. We've got lots going on, so here's what's making news on this Monday. We are moments away from hearing Quintez Cephas and his lawyers plead to the University of Wisconsin to allow him to return to school.
We will join that live as soon as the news conference begins. Opening statements today in the trial of a semi-driver who allegedly crashed into a school bus filled with middle school students.
But first, let's take a look outside. Kind of a gray Saturday or Sunday and today, but you know, sunflowers always make it a little nicer. But keep an umbrella handy. Dana's in the backyard with an umbrella handy.
With an umbrella.
Right on cue.
It is a little rainy outside right now. I just skipped on out here, of course, the showers. It's a light drizzle for us in Madison currently, but I could pick up to a little more of a steady shower here pretty soon. A live look with our Edgewater Skycam. Notice again, it has been dreary and cloudy really all day long. And of course, much of yesterday, our Doppler track has most of the rain in the southwest corner of the state right now. Some heavier showers there in parts of Grant County. Right now, again, around Madison, some lighter showers. But these showers are going to continue through the rest of the evening and overnight. We're looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms. Temperature-wise, in the mid-70s currently in Madison, but about 70 on the dot in Mineral Point, 79 in Janesville, a little warmer in Janesville still. Those dew points certainly are high, so it does feel quite muggy. Tomorrow, plan on some sun returning for us. Temperature-wise, it'll be pretty similar to today, but we're just not out of the woods yet when it comes to our rain chances through the rest of the week. Take a closer look at what's ahead for your full work week in just a few minutes. Right now on the roads, we don't have any major accidents to point out. Of course, the slowdowns have already begun on the eastbound side of the Beltline, and I would just plan ahead. Of course, when it's raining, things seem to go a little slower on the Beltline. So as these showers start to build in, we're likely going to see more delays than we usually do. Along DeForest, things look okay. Same goes for 113 around Wanakee. From Janesville to the Beltline, it'll take you 27 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and about 15 minutes from Sun Prairie to downtown on this dreary, rainy evening. Again, keep the umbrella on hand because we are expecting a few more days with some showers before we wrap up the week and head into the weekend.
Rain on your umbrella.
Yes.
Rainy days and Mondays.
All right, Dana, thank you.
Thank you, Dana. The trial is underway for an Indiana man accused of crashing his semi into a school bus full of students on the interstate last year.
Prosecutors say Wayne Murphy was reckless and was under the influence of drugs. Eric Franke joins us now with details about the opening day of trial. Eric?
That's right, Mark and Susan. This was May 23rd, 2018, just north of Madison on the interstate at mile marker 123 near Lodi. Wayne Murphy, he was on his way to Canada from South Beloit, where he had stayed for the night. Ahead on the side of the interstate was a school bus dealing with mechanical issues. 33 students on board. Police say Murphy took too many opioids and other prescription drugs to treat his anxiety and slammed into that bus. Ahead on the side of the road, that bus was sitting there and some 20 students were injured. Passing cars had called to report Murphy's erratic driving. And we mentioned he had been taking drugs to treat his anxiety. He slammed into that bus. 5 of those students were injured critically. He now faces 46 counts, including 10 felonies.
He was watching so closely because even before that had happened, this red semi-truck had gone off onto the shoulder 6 to 8 feet and come back into the left lane.
You will hear testimony by witnesses explaining where they were, what they saw, what they were doing from a certain point of view, and that includes Wayne Murphy.
Those students were on their way for a year-end field trip in the Dells from the Hope Semper Christian School in Milwaukee, and if convicted on all of those counts, he faces a sentence of over 100 years. We'll have more testimony at 6. Mark and Susan.
All right, we'll see you then. Eric Franke, thank you. Officials in Fitchburg are looking into what caused a house fire to reignite hours after crews originally put it out. The initial fire happened at 5614 Briarland Street just before 7 o'clock last night. Crews were able to get the fire in the attic under control, with the last units leaving the scene at about 10:30. At 2 o'clock this morning, an officer saw flames coming from the roof of the same house. Officials say the house is vacant with no one living in it, no one inside at the time. There were no injuries.
Former UW-Madison football player Quintez Cephas is joining his lawyers and current Badger football players right now at Steve Meyer's law office.
They are pushing for Cephas to be allowed to return to the team after he was found not guilty of sexual assault. Last summer, he was accused of sexually assaulting 2 females who were drunk. He was suspended by the university after the allegations. His lawyers claim the university is refusing to let him in. However, the university has denied those claims, saying that they have yet to make a decision and they're waiting for all of the proper information. Let's listen in on this breaking news.
We're asking them to do what's right. They have all the information they need right now. We sent them over 250 pages of exhibits, documents, pictures, argument, and all the videos that the jury saw. They have everything they need to do what's right, and that's all we're asking them to do. The answer that was so clear to the jury should also be clear to the UW administration. And we implore the chancellor and everyone else involved in this decision-making to do the right thing now. They don't need 2 or 3 months to order every single transcript in the case. They have everything they need to do the just thing and reinstate Quintez and clear his record. Steve would like to make a few comments.
The continuing failure of the University of Wisconsin administration to promptly redress the wrongfulness of what has happened to Quintez in expelling him has consequences that will last for decades, both to the university and to the people of Dane County. The university needs to think about how the nationwide public and how people of color will view this institution. Use and be guided by the values that this university has. Do the right thing. Give Quintez back his good name. Thank you. Quintez.
I just want to thank everybody, my teammates, especially for being here for me, everybody in the Wisconsin community that are in support of me getting another opportunity to get my education. Thank you so much. I'm so thankful for all of the support.
Okay, we will take some questions.
Quintez, given everything that's happened over the past year, why would you want to re-enroll at UW and not another university?
I think he just told you.
Yes.
Look at the support he has. His team is here, and they've written to the chancellor to let the university know how they feel about him, not just as a football player, as a young man. Not just as a football player, but as a young man of character who they love and respect. And that's why he wants to come back. This is a great university. We both graduated from undergrad and law school here. You know, we love this university, and we're just asking them to do what's right for Quintez and for this whole community. And that's what he wants too.
It's a simple task for the university to recognize that the people of Dane County, the 12 jurors who represent Dane County, heard all of the evidence and made a resounding statement about Quintez's innocence. How hard is that? It's not hard. Stop slow walking this. Stop throwing up obstacles to do what's right. Please, Chancellor, please, Board of Regents, do the right thing.
And I got a question for Quintez, if you could answer this one. You went through a lot. How do you feel right now, and are you angry with the university?
I am not angry at all. The whole time I've had the support of my brothers and everybody who knew me. And I've had a chance to, show my real character outside of sports. And I took that very seriously, and I was able to be happy through the whole situation. It was ups and downs, but my brothers supported me the whole time, and I've learned a lot from it. So I'm very thankful. The circumstances were very tough, but I am thankful. Yes.
If this does take a few months and if a decision comes after the semester starts, do you plan on enrolling next semester here, or are you going to go somewhere else?
I don't think he can really answer that right now. Too many variables.
Steve, you alluded to what people of color will think of the University of Wisconsin if he is not allowed in. Are you hinting that this university is racist in some way?
Not at all. What I'm saying is that the racial stereotypes that permeated the criminal case was clearly rejected by the citizens of Dane County, the 12 jurors. And we're just asking the university to recognize that. Don't reinforce it.
After the verdict, people who are supporters of the victims of sexual assault came out saying that even though he was found not guilty, he's not guilty. Do you think the university has the same stance?
Any discussion about we need the trial transcripts, oh, it's a different burden of proof, those are all excuses. Those are excuses not to do the right thing. So do the right thing. You've got an opportunity to send a statement to the country that the University of Wisconsin has values and they are willing to reinforce those values.
Has the university provided you any sort of timeline as to how long they think they need?
They have not provided a timeline. They keep talking about trial transcripts. That is going to take 3 months, and they know it's going to take 3 months to get the trial transcripts. So what does that message send you? Now,
Justice delayed is justice denied.
and all you have to do is watch the videos, and you know that that initial decision was wrong. This is not rocket science. Watch the videos, look at exhibits 49 and 55, which they're free. They could have walked up to the courthouse and examined the documents, but we gave them exhibits 49 and 55. Take a look at those and tell me that the expulsion decision was correct.
Steve, are you setting any timeline of your own, and are you considering a legal action on your own at this point?
Again, that's the future. All options are on the table. We expect a prompt correction of the wrong that has been committed against this young man. How much more damage has to be done to him? Come on.
Quintessa, are you ready to play football, if at all possible, now? And secondly, as far as academics are concerned, if there is a delay in being readmitted, might you consider taking classes at a Madison college or what have you to make sure that you are eligible if and when that comes forth?
Quintez is ready to play. He has stayed in condition. But this, again, this is not about football. It is about his integrity as a human being and the unlawful tarring of him. He's innocent. Let's get it right.
If the university ultimately doesn't decide to reinstate you, will that expulsion prevent you from being able to apply to any other universities?
Again, yes, it will. So we'll take a question or two more, but then we're going to cut it off.
You mentioned the jurors that rejected this racial stereotype. What kind of stereotype is that? What are you referring to?
That black men are sexually aggressive. That's exactly the stereotype I'm talking about. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh,
You've been watching live.
I'm sorry. Did everybody?
Statement from Stephen Meyer, Quinton Cephas' attorney, about their plea to have the university make a decision and allow him to return to school.
Your contact information.
We want to recap that the University of Wisconsin says that they have not made a decision about CFIS. They say they're still working to gather info.
12 jurors in Dane County found Quintez Cephas not guilty on August 2nd, you'll recall, on felony charges of second-degree sexual assault and third-degree sexual assault. The university is saying that it needs more information, but in pretty strong terms, attorney Steve Meyer and also Cephas's attorney Kathy Stilling saying that the university, in their opinion, has everything it needs to make a decision to reinstate Quintez Cephas to the university.
And again, the university saying the information provided today by Stephen Meyer is false. We'll have more on this breaking news story coming up at 5 o'clock. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Falling bond prices took the toll on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials lost 391 points, closing at 25,896. The NASDAQ gave up 95, and the S&P 500 was off 35.
A statewide suicide prevention task force is hearing from the public in Eau Claire.
Today, those lawmakers are focused on how to get mental health resources to veterans and law enforcement. Our Danica Luz has more on a training program that could help.
Well, this training I want to talk about today, guys, is something specifically mentioned up in Eau Claire today by people who help service members, first responders, even prison workers get the treatment they need. It's called QPR, which stands for Question, Persuade, Refer. Those are hosted free of cost here in the Madison area. These sessions last only a couple hours and cover how bystanders like you and I can identify suicidal ideations and point those people toward treatment. Mike Olmstead, who's now trained in QPR, understands why veterans like him are particularly vulnerable.
Now you come home, you transition out. There's a lot of alone time. there's a lot of, you know, wow, you know, as funny as it sounds, okay, do I wear jeans today? Every day in the Army, you know, tomorrow I will wear green, you know. So there's a lot of things that you take for granted, and those pressures could build up.
According to one of the presenters in Eau Claire today, 143 Wisconsin veterans die by suicide every single year. We'll have much more on this QPR training coming up tonight at 5 and how we can all be prepared to help someone in a crisis.
Well, those suicide numbers are disturbing.
And they are very disturbing. 45,000 across the country, people dying by suicide. You compare that to traffic fatalities, things like that, and it's just, it looks like a very, very even bigger number.
But there is help out there.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll see you at 5. Thanks, Danica.
Sure.
There's more to come at 4, including Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society with a kitty in need of a home.
And then coming up tonight at 5, we're continuing to follow a bomb threat this weekend in the town of Beaver Dam, where a juvenile threatened to blow up a place of worship. That's coming up at 5.
It's
Take a look at this. No, this is not the latest gadget from Apple. It's a fully functional Rubik's Cube made out of an apple. Tony Fisher's the man behind the creation. He's also known for creating Rubik's Cubes from ice, cheese, wax, a pineapple, even milk chocolate.
I think he's got an injury there on his thumb.
I know.
Make it-
At least don't have a dirty Band-Aid on.
Yeah, right.
Sort of detracts from the whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
That's kind of cute.
That's kind of cool. Yep. Well, here's something you might not expect to see if you take a trip to Australia.
This video shows a group of kangaroos jumping in the snow.
Oh, wow,
in
look at
New
that.
South Wales,
That is cool.
Australia. They look so happy. It's winter in the southern hemisphere, and that area saw a cold snap over the weekend that brought some snow to some places. Now, of course, the snow isn't sticking around. It'll be in the 70s by Friday. Look at them go.
It's like when your dogs go out in the fresh snow
for the first time.
and they get the zoomies.
Yes, yes, that's exactly what they're doing.
How unusual is snow in Australia?
Now, there are some higher parts of the continent that will get some snow, but as far as those drier, low-lying areas, definitely a rare event for them. It'd be the equivalent of like Atlanta picking up some snow.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it was great video.
Oh, super cool video. I'll watch animals play in snow all day long.
We
That's
got
right up my alley.
or in the rain.
Or in the rain, and we certainly do have some rain outside right now. Some light showers starting to drift on in, and we're looking at a bit of a dreary evening with scattered showers and thunderstorms lasting overnight. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for the next few days. Here's a hint, the showers might continue right after the break. Right now, we do have some rain moving on in, especially in the southwest corner of the state. You can see the heavier showers currently in Grant County, right around the Platteville area. Around Madison, we have some light rainfall, enough that you may need the umbrella. You may want the umbrella, but not a lot of heavy rain for us in Dane County currently, in those showers stretching up towards Prairie du Chien, and they're going to continue to travel east for us. The good news, our severe threats really weakened. Most of these storms, the stronger thunderstorms at least, are going to stay well to the south with some heavier showers passing into northern and central Illinois. We're just looking at some rain, a bit of a dreary evening and a dreary overnight. Here's a live look right now with our WISC-TV sky cam. It's cloudy outside. Now in the mid-70s. It's not too bad temperature-wise. It just feels a little humid, as our dew points are also in the 70s right now. Light breeze coming from the south-southwest, and that's in Madison, but throughout southern Wisconsin, everywhere is hovering in the mid-70s with that cloudy sky. We didn't really warm up too much today. That was the good news, but because those dew points are again staying in the 70s for most of southern in Wisconsin, especially along the southwest edge and that state line traveling south. It just feels a little humid. Now, overnight, plan on a mostly cloudy sky. The center of this system is going to continue to push east, bringing the chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms overnight and into early on Tuesday morning. But most of the rain is really going to stay to the south. Tomorrow, not expecting too much sunshine to come on through. We do have the chance to see some showers and thunderstorms later on in the day. And then by Wednesday, we are looking at a bit of a chance also. Unfortunately, we don't see much drier weather, but temperature-wise for Wednesday and the end of the week, it is going to drop off quite a bit for us. A little closer look here at timing for the next few hours, and of course what we're expecting to see heading into Tuesday. Mostly cloudy skies. Really would like to get some sunshine, just not the case for us for this evening nor for your Tuesday. Temperatures early in the morning will be in the mid-60s, so a very mild start to the day. It'll be muggy early in the day, and then temperatures in the afternoon back to the upper 70s with those shower chances building in later on. Wednesday, we'll start the day off in the lower 60s. It will still be very mild outside, and it looks like we may have a chance developing yet again. Temperature-wise, we aren't really going to change much over the next 12 hours just because it is so cloudy. That doesn't allow us to drop too much overnight. It also doesn't allow us to really warm up much, though, in the afternoon. Our breeze is going to stay pretty calm. Thankfully, we don't have to factor in any strong wind gusts with these storm chances bubbling on up. Just the potential for some isolated heavy rainfall. Overnight in the mid-60s, that, of course, is going to land pretty close to our dew point, so we do have the chance to see some areas of fog develop by early Tuesday morning. Again, showers and thunderstorms possible overnight. Tomorrow, variably cloudy sky, which means some sun, but not a lot of it. Humid again, because the dew points will be back close to 70. High temperatures in the upper 70s. That's a little below average, but still, thankfully, not too hot outside. Those shower and thunderstorm chances possible later on in the day. No alert dates in the forecast. We've taken it out for the rest of this evening, and we haven't added anything new in. That's the good news. Temperatures through the rest of the week will stay below average, but then we are going to hop into a bit of a warming trend by the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, we get back into the 80s, and that's where we'll stay heading into next week. And we fall into a pattern, including quite a few chances for rain and thunderstorms for most of the days from this weekend and into next week. That's a quick look at your forecast.
A warm forecast. Thank you, Dana. It is time for Potentially Yours here on Live at 4.
Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here with one of the sweetest kitties we've had in a long time. Hi, Marissa.
Hi.
How are you?
Who is this?
This sweet girl is Tabitha, and she is a head butter and a belly rub lover.
Tabitha the Tabby.
Yes, Tabitha the Tabby.
What's her story?
So Tabitha was actually found stray in Madison, so we don't have a lot of information on her. We do know she's an adult, probably somewhere between that, like 4 to 6 maybe age range, and we do know that she actually does have a heart murmur, but it's one of those things that she's doing pretty great now, so it's just one of those things you want to keep an eye on in the future.
You wouldn't necessarily need to treat it right away?
Yep, so we're looking for a family who can keep an eye on that and also help this sweet lady maybe lose a couple pounds.
She hasn't missed many meals.
She really hasn't. She wasn't stray for long, I'm assuming.
And somebody's pet is just, I mean, if you lose an animal, call the Humane Society.
Yep, and so, you know, we do take 4 days to try to find an owner, and after that, we'll try to find them a great new home, and Tabitha is now ready to find a new loving family.
You said she likes to curl up with her blanket and make a little nest for herself.
Our volunteers let us know that in the mornings, she'll pull down all of her blankets, make herself a little nest and hide in it.
She is so sweet. Lots of cats right now?
Yeah, we do have a lot of cats and a lot of kittens right now, too, so if you're looking to add a feline friend to your life, now is a perfect time.
And you're looking for some volunteers.
We are volunteers, or just letting people know that our wildlife center, it's a very busy time of year right now. And so if you do find an injured or orphaned wild animal that needs help, you can find out more information at giveshelter.org. We're going to walk you through all the steps about how to best help that animal.
Oh, that's great, because sometimes when you come upon one, you don't know what to do.
Yep, and so we have all that information on there, or you can always call us.
And Dana's a volunteer out there.
Yeah, that is so great. I mean, we have so many great volunteers, and they are working around the clock with those animals.
All right, the last pet, it was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, we had another kitty with us. We had Monty.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that was the largest cat I've ever seen.
He was a big boy.
He did get adopted. We were so excited for big old Monty there.
Look at how great his coloring is.
All right,
Tabitha, you're next, sweet thing.
Oh, sweet girl. Purring away.
She's so calm, especially under these lights. It's surprising. She is a cool customer.
Marissa, thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Go to the website to giveshelter.org for information
Might fall asleep.
on Tabitha and all the critters available. 838-0413 is the number to call to make an appointment.
Still to come tonight at 4, it's back to school shopping. Have you been in the stores lately? You can tell it's that time. And there's a new surprising item on many lists.
Parents are snatching up bulletproof backpacks for their students returning to school. That story when Live at 4 continues. There's a live look from the Edgewater Sky. Oh, no, it's not. That's San Francisco.
That's a live picture.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It was much foggier earlier on today.
Yeah.
Great shot. Well, with kids going back to class soon, parents are thinking about getting school supplies.
But some might be surprised by what they're seeing on the shelves at some stores. Hillary Lane reports.
Backpacks come in all shapes and colors, but now there's one that can stop a gunshot. Office Depot is among the retailers selling bulletproof backpacks. Marisol Rodriguez is thinking about getting one for her teenager.
Do I have that much money to spend on it? No, I do not. But am I willing to work the hours and the time to do what I have to do as a mother to protect my child? I will.
They can protect children in a way that doesn't require them to think about it other than pull the thing up.
Eric Swanson purchased one for his child. In addition to full backpacks, some manufacturers offer inserts like this that slide into a current backpack. We took one to a shooting range last year, and it stood up to a handgun.
Worked very well, without a doubt.
But like many products, they are not built to stop a more powerful AR-15 or AK-47. Manufacturers say they've seen a spike in sales of these products after recent mass shootings. A San Francisco area company is offering another option, a bulletproof hoodie for adults and children called the Wonder Hoodie.
A hoodie that has a bulletproof vest ingrained inside, so you can zip it on and off.
It also only protects against handguns. There are heavier, more expensive shields for backpacks that can stop powerful rifle bullets like an AK-47.
This shouldn't have to come to selling bulletproof backpacks. That just goes to show what type of society we live in today.
Parents who want one can expect to spend between $100 to $300. Hillary Lane, CBS News, New York.
It is sad that it's come to that.
It is, yeah, it really is. And I wonder how heavy, your backpack, your kid's backpack is already so
yeah,
heavy.
that's already an issue.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
it's sad.
Sign of the times.
Well, next at 4, do you have a medical question you'd like answered?
Well, here is the number to call if you'd like to talk to Dr. Zorba Pastor. We didn't get a chance to say that at the top of the show tonight. The number is 270-9933. There he is. He's standing by at his clinic in Oregon. Hi, Zorba. What are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about steps, how many steps you need to stay well.
All right, call now.
We do have one incident to point out, a crash on 60 West. All lanes are blocked near the exit to Beloit Road right now. The rest of the area just seeing some reduced speeds, especially on the eastbound side of the Beltline due to the usual traffic, of course, and because of the rainfall right now up to the north around Wanakee, DeForest, things don't look too bad. And as far as your drive times are concerned, should be fairly close to average. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. Looking for a drink with a little kick? How about atomic vodka? A team of scientists from the UK and Ukraine have created a vodka distilled from rye, grown in the exclusion zone near the site of Chernobyl's nuclear power plant. It's also made from water pulled from the area's aquifer. The makers say it's safe to drink. They admit the grain starts out radioactive, but then claim the distillation process removes the dangerous isotopes. They're hoping to sell atomic vodka to the public soon, or it'll have to compete with liquors that were never radioactive. I'm not.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. We're taking your calls today for Dr. Zorba Pastor.
The number to call is 270-9933. Zorba joins us from his clinic in Oregon. Hi, Zorba.
Hi, good to see you. I'm not taking atomic vodka, by the way. I'm not going to drink that.
I wouldn't either. We're talking steps today.
That's right. So the question is, how many steps should you take? So, you know, that golden rule, supposedly 10,000 steps a day, that was invented with the primary inventor of the pedometer, the old pedometers that were invented maybe 25, 30 years ago, even more than that. They were spring-loaded. And the idea was 10,000 steps was a good number because in Japan, the number 10,000 is a lucky number. So that's where that number really came from. But recent research published in the British Medical Journal really looked at how many steps you should take. And there are a few numbers that I think they're important. First of all, if you're below about 1,000 steps a day, you're much more likely to become weak. And so if you wear a pedometer, you know, one of the activity monitors, and you're below 1,000 steps a day, rather, that really is not good for you. The magic number seems to be somewhere around 4,500 to 5,000 steps. At that point, you're going to reach a fairly good amount to keep your body healthy and active. And one of the things they found was the number of steps, the more you took, the better off you were, until about 7,500 or 8,000 steps. And after that, from a point of view of cardiovascular health, it didn't seem to make a difference. So I think we've got to set our sights actually a little bit lower and say, if we reach 5,000 steps a day, we're doing pretty good. And that 10,000 steps a day, which is really hard for most people to reach, is a high number for those people who really want to excel.
All right. As you were checking your steps.
I was checking my steps here. I'm at 7,000. I better slow down. All right. Let's go to the phones. We'll start with Jay in Partyville. Hi, Jay.
Hi, how are you doing?
Great. What's your question?
I have a question. Why my doctor, after 7 years, gave me lorazepam for PTSD and depression and some mental illness problems. And a year and a half ago, he took me off them and said that they were bad for my body and mind. But that was the only thing that kept me calm and that really helped me. And I still never got a reason why they took me off.
Okay, what's the side effects, Zorba?
Well, I can give you some reasons that are very common for that. First of all, we know that people who take lorazepam, alprazolam, and Valium, they're really all in the same class, tend to become habituated to those drugs. They can actually be drugs of abuse, so there's an abuse problem with them. And once people go on them, often they stay on them. We also know that people don't function as well because often they get tired and they get fatigued. The better drugs are low-dose antidepressants. Paxil, Prozac, Celexa are really much better drugs for people with anxiety, and that's why we look towards that. The other issue with the benzodiazepines, those are the drugs such as alprazolam, is that you're more likely to fall. And if you mix them with opioids, you're more likely to stop breathing. So we know these drugs are much more riskier to give. And that's basically why we begin to shy away from these drugs. Really started there probably about 5 or 10 years ago and started to use antidepressants, safer, better drugs in the long run.
So there's alternatives for them?
Yes, there are.
All right, let's go to Mark in Madison. Hi, Mark. What's your question?
Yeah, I just wanted to know what's the best type of food should a person eat when they have diverticulitis?
Any food you want to. The old idea that you couldn't eat seeds is thrown out. We've actually proven that you can eat all the seeds, all the corn, everything that you want to, eat any food that you want to, but a high roughage diet is a diet that's better for you. So high fiber, high roughage is going to be good for you. Lots of fruits, lots of vegetables. Stay away from you know, things that are really refined, sugars and things like that. But for the most part, anything you want to eat, as long as it's healthy and follows the Mediterranean diet, that's a good diet for you.
Well, that's reassuring to hear, yeah.
All right, Polly
Yes.
in Sun Prairie, what's your question?
Hi. I have fingernails growing under my fingernails.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. So that's exactly it. You have stumped me. You have fingernails growing out of you. What does your doctor say?
She says that it's because of my age.
Because of your age. Well, you can have thickened fingernails because of your age. So as we get older, our fingernails do get thickened. But I've not heard of fingernails growing underneath fingernails. But thickened fingernails are a common thing with age, especially in the toes. And podiatrists often work a lot with that to make sure, especially people with diabetes, that their toenails are taken care of. Now, the other thing that can also produce this for a thickened fingernail can be a fungal infection, something called onychomycosis, and a drug called Lamisil that you take 250 milligrams once a day for 3 months will get rid of it. So if you've got a fungal infection and it's a thickened fingernail, that may work. But I've never heard of a fingernail growing underneath of a fingernail. So
probably just thickening. All right, Chuck from Black Earth. Hi, Chuck. What's your question?
Yes. What is your take on DMSO salve?
DMSO. Well, back in the day, 10 years, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, DMSO was really big because it was used for horses and racehorses. And a number of studies were done with DMSO to see whether it did anything at all. And basically, it's been relegated into really not working. So, and they did double-blind controlled studies to see if it was working. And about the time that DMSO was out, a number of farmers in my practice were rubbing their joints with WD-40 because they thought WD-40 might actually work. And I could tell because they would come in with stained jeans that would smell like WD-40. But believe me, DMSO, I think, is in the same category as WD-40. I would stay away from it.
I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either.
You haven't been in my practice. That's why you haven't heard of it.
All right, to stay away from the WD-40. Good advice, Arba. Thank you. Thank you all for calling in. We'll do this again soon, and we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Wait for your roll playback.
And it's back, kind of a dreary evening.
It is just a little cloudy outside, a little rainy, depending on what corner of town you're on. Of course, the showers have really been towards the southwest right now. As the live look from Madison, we got some raindrops and some bugs flying around the Edgewater sky.
Is that rain or
chamber.
bugs? I hope it's rain.
Those are bugs.
Oh, those are bugs?
Unfortunately, yes. Those are bugs coming through right
Ew.
now. We do have some rain down there also, but the bugs I have been watching for the last hour or so. So I'm pretty confident that yes, it's raining, and yes, those are bugs flying around at the bottom. Shower chances will continue tonight and into tomorrow. And overall, the rest of the week, you might want to keep the umbrella hand. A few more slight rain chances building back in.
All right, thanks, Dan. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, we'll get some tips on how to best prepare your child heading back to school.
That time of year, and Consumer Report shows us which decking materials can stand up to wear, tear, and Wisconsin weather. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4. In today's Final Touch,